Okay, let's talk about the top trades and the top lessons of the week. Before we begin, you need to understand three things about MicroTrader. There are three major components to what we do and how we trade. Number one is the battle plan. It's posted each afternoon before the ETH opens. It outlines typically 3 to 5, sometimes 6 possible trade ideas that are active for the next 23 hours. So on Sunday, before ETH opens, I publish the battle plan, which is where we are interested in engaging in price, clearly marked out and mapped out, as you'll see as we go through today. And it's valid for basically the next 23 hours. Where do we want to get long and where do we get short? The strong levels and strong ranges is an indicator you get as a member, where these are the most important levels going into this week for the whole week. We use those to help craft our trades for the battle plan and intraday trading. The core strategy is how we get into those trades. So the battle plan is where do we want to go long or short? The core strategy helps us get into those trades using our system. So the core strategy is basically our scalping system that we use to get into battle plan trades. And if you always want to hold a runner, because who knows how far price is going to go. So that's going to be honestly the first lesson we're going to discuss here, because I believe whether you're a member or not, you should be doing what I'm about to describe. So last Thursday, I woke up in the middle of the night, basically early in the morning, and you'll know I got long if you've been following me for at least a week and a half. And we got this really nice, strong move up. I had 2 contracts. And when we got up here, I said, I'm going to capture my 100 pointer. And there was the 100 pointer. And I had mistakenly made a mistake and also had a stop at 60 points. All right. Because once price got up here, I said, I'm either going to take a 100 or a 60 pointer on one of the contracts. It got me out of the 100 pointer, but I forgot to remove the order for the 60 pointer. So it got me out of my second contract at 60 points. Not the end of the world. I'm not crying over spilt milk. But here's the lesson. I want you to continue mental trading that trade, because I want you to go through the mental reps of holding on to runners. So my plan was to take the 100 pointer there and then keep a single runner at break even. Now, if price would have came all the way back down, it would have gotten me out. Oh, well, no big deal. I'm trading a cash account. I don't have intraday trailing drawdown I have to worry about if you're prop trading. So you have more freedom in that. So once the RTH session ended and it finished at the high, that would have been the best case scenario. I would have put my stop 5 points under the RTH. Allow the next day to happen. And boy, we laddered up all night. Oh my goodness, that is gorgeous. And then this day ended and I would have moved my stop 5 points underneath that RTH. Consolidation, 5 points under the RTH. And then right here, it would have gotten me out, right, on this down move. So for me to mentally continue trading that, I know I would have been about a 165 point move on that. Wouldn't need to enter a new trade. I could have added to my trade if I wanted, but that concluded the mental trading right here. And then one of my new traders, Matt, who left a wonderful feedback this morning. So thank you, Matt, for that. And so Matt and I both got long in this move up here and added to our trade, but Matt trades top step. And of course, at the end of the day, he has to get out. So I passed the baton to him like, okay, you need to continue mental trading this trade. On Thursday, I reminded him, hey, Matt, would you still be long? And he said, yes. And then last night when the market ended, I said, would you still be long? The answer is yes, pretending he's in a cash account, an account he can hold overnight. So from the long here, when the market closed, well, you're not going to move it to 5 points under this low. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to utilize some strong levels, or here's the really important part. When you are managing your runner and you're trying to go for that 100, 200 point type of move, the goal is to stay behind protection levels, okay? And the easiest protection levels are important swing lows in this case, okay? That can be on a, first of all, it's going to start on a 1 minute chart, then a 3 minute chart, then a 30-minute chart, okay? Then maybe a 4-hour chart, then maybe a daily chart, and to stay in that trade. And the way he chose to manage that, he would still be long at the close going into Friday, 130 points. Did he need to do anything additional here other than hold his runner? No, not. Could you have added to his trade? Sure. But the lesson here I want everybody to go through is when you enter a trade, and let's say you got out because of a trader error, like in my case, continue mentally trading that trade till it's over. And if you're in a prop account, I want you to get the reps of holding that runner mentally as even if you have to get out. So it's a very, very valuable experience. In fact, Matt said that last night. This is a very valuable exercise, and it certainly is. Let's swing back to Sunday before the market opens. And what happens on Sunday before the market opens? Well, I publish the battle plan. I do that before the market opens here. I also publish the strong levels. And when important, I publish what I believe is the current range that is going to play an important role as we're trading. So I'm going to turn on the strong levels. These are the strong levels going into the week. I'm going to turn on this range that was up here as well. And we're going to use those things to help craft our narrative and our battle plan. The battle plan tells us where we want to go long, where we want to go short. And then the notes in the battle plan often give you beautiful entries or use the core strategy to get into the trade. So let's bring this up here. So for Sunday night, I published several battle plan trades. The only two that became activated was battle plan 1 and battle plan 2, with both of them coming back to the bottom of the range. We got battle plan number 2 beautifully right here. One of my members, Alex, looked at his chart and was like, oh my gosh, it was exactly mapped and done the way he had mimicked my entry on his chart. And so we were looking for a little pullback and a snappy reclaim of the strong level right here. Was that a snappy reclaim? You bet it was. I like this trade a lot. Personally, I would take this trade with confidence. Right here it says that. I would take this trade with confidence. That doesn't mean you should take this trade. All trades are your decisions on your confirmation. This is just what one trader is thinking on the ES chart. The 6,700 strong level, basically this, is the key for the next 24 hours. As you see in battle plan trade number 3 below, whatever, it's not below, but the overnight, the 6,700 is the bull bear line. So I'd only be looking for longs above, and it gets under, well, then maybe you can start entertaining looking for short. So this is the battle plan, the guide of where do we want to get long and where do we want to get short. Okay. And then Sunday, I did get long, and I had mapped this out for the traders that this is what I was looking for. So if we make it up to here, where's my 50 pointer? If I make it to here, that's and up to here about 87. If we get to the top of the range and I can hold on, would be the goal there of doing that. And what do? You continually mental trading that. And then let me pull those back up. And that's what we're looking for. And when we were live on Zoom, this was our add-on. Or if you weren't long already, that was our trade targeting the top of the range. I stopped it just short of the top of the range. And so that battle plan from Sunday, you could have been in it all Sunday night, all Monday, and we got back into the range. You could have added here as outlined on Zoom, and we're looking to TP up here near the top. So beautiful, beautiful trade. And then on Monday night, before it opened in the evening, I published battle plan trades. Battle plan trade number 4 was the one that was activated. I said this would be a great repeat long called on Zoom today, basically here. Okay. If it dipped back down in here, I want to take this trade again. Why? Because we have a range here. Whoa, I did not mean to move that. We have a range here. I'm going to lock that down. And what do we do at ranges? We're looking to go long up here. We're looking to go long down here is what I meant to say. Targeting up here. So it's a better place to be looking for a long at the bottom, and it's a better place to be looking for a short up here. But when bulls control, I'm not looking for shorts. So I'm only really looking for longs here, as long as we're up in the range. Okay. We know that if it gets under the range, yes, it could do this. Absolutely. But most likely when we're in the range for a while, it traps and gets back in and goes to the top. And eventually it gets over the top and runs. I want to hold a runner for this move. I think that's the right trade when the bulls control. So battle plan trade number 4 was the big eyeballs. And that's basically what we got here. If you traded with us live on Tuesday, you will know that's where we got long, targeting the top of the range. And that would have been the conclusion of that particular trade, in my humble opinion, because we're trading range rules. So when you look at the battle plan trades, and I give 2 scenarios here, you're really looking at this little zone here. I'm expecting a bounce here, or I'm expecting a bounce here. Somewhere in here is where we're looking for price to get, and then have a snappy ladder back move, and you're here at the bottom of the range. Absolutely beautiful trade. That is range rules. Look what here at the bottom, it's better to look for a long. At the top, it's typically better to look for a short. I'm not shorting because bulls control, but still notice it bounces both ways and pays attention to range rules beautifully. Absolutely beautifully. Let me turn this off. Let me turn Tuesday back on. Okay, this is Tuesday's battle plan. Sorry, I was like, what is this doing? Okay. So Tuesday ends, and then Tuesday night before this opens, we open up in the afternoon. I publish battle plan trades, and I make this remark. This is a repeat of the long from Zoom today and yesterday. Okay, once again, we're playing range rules. As long as it gives us these trades, you keep taking them. Keep taking them. I would prefer the deeper pullback and a snappy ladder back into the range. If we take out the low at 67 or 62, which I'm talking about these lows here, and this is really important because reading the notes is as important as actually looking at the mapping. Okay. So I give the mapping here. Sorry, I give the mapping here, but I'm giving some additional entry ideas here. Okay. So make sure you read the notes. That would be of interest. If we get long, target 67.90, which is the top of the range. And if we get follow through, look at battle plan trade number 2, which was adding if we broke over the range. Require laddering with strong fair value gapping candles. As we were closing, we were getting this move down. I posted in the Discord group. Guys, keep an eye out for 67. Read the notes on battle plan trade number 4 because it would have given the entry for that trade. Now, the truth is it would have probably came back and got your runner, but who cares? The money was here, right? The money was here. And then the warning, I gave a warning on this on battle plan trade number 4. If this fails, watch out below. And then I gave a possible short idea if we fail to hold inside of the range. Let's slide over and we can see, yep, we lost the range and there's the watch out below. Now on Wednesday, we got that ladder down and I'm posting in the group after my quit time. What are we looking at? What are we looking at? Well, first of all, we had this. I mentioned, hey guys, we've had 6 to 7 ladder downs. Usually on a ladder down move, when the bulls control, 5 to 7 ladder downs is all you get. So once we kind of hit that 5 to 7, I start looking for what I call the turnaround trade. The turnaround trade. We had this obvious trend line here, and I posted in the Discord group, hey, this is what we're looking for. This was the battle plan for the afternoon, basically, that I post inside of our group. This is where Matt got long here, and he's continually mentally trading that trade. I was long right here. Price went against me, and then it went in the profit. And I had my stop at break even. It got me out. This is a legit core strategy entry. I should have played that a little differently. Oh, well, I didn't. So I waited for the next battle plan trade, which was a long here, and did very well. Then we broke that trend line. we established a new trend line. There's the turnaround, and we were waiting for those ladder downs to help us get there. Also, members, when we lose about 4 strong levels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 to 5 is usually all they get. So we had lost 4 strong levels, 6 to 7 ladder downs, an alert, hey, be careful here if you keep shorting, because once it gets past about the 3rd ladder, I don't short at all. I'll just wait for the turnaround. 5 to 7 ladder downs, 4 to 5 strong levels, wait for evidence of a turnaround, use the core strategy to get into the trade and map out my battle plan trade of what I'm interested in and share it with the group. And then that ends, and I give more battle plan trades. When it's in green, this is my preferred trade. Like, I'm taking this trade. If I'm given this entry, I'm taking this trade. It's in green. And this notes up here. Here, let's bring this up. So battle plan trade number 1, which is this one. If ES breaks back inside the range, this is a long idea. Target 67.90. You've seen that twice this week. And beyond. I always like this trade, as we've discussed over the past 2 weeks. Green is my preferred battle plan trade, number 2 here. If the bulls are strong, we won't dip that far at all. A quick dip and pop back above the strong range right here. This is the best case for the bulls, in my humble opinion. Look to add if we get battle plan trade number 1. Okay, and a bounce off Sunday's opening price of 67.21. So we're 67.21. I'm just going to draw it in. 67.21 there. So a bounce off the Sunday opening of 67.21, or the strong level just underneath it here, is a bonus. Well, we bounced right between those two, got back above the strong range. There's your long, and you hold a runner. Battle plan trade number 2. Now in the morning, it came back and got me at my with my runner. But to be honest, this was another entry for battle plan trade number 2. If you wanted to take it before the opening, a little bit of a risky trade, but it came right back into the exact zone we were looking for and had another strong, snappy move back to the top. You could have taken a long off the top of the range or the bottom of the range where you're out under the London low, in my humble opinion. And boy, you would have been long all day long on Thursday. All day long on Thursday. Then we finally got battle plan trade number 1 in the afternoon. It tried to keep up, didn't. Tried to get up, couldn't. Tried to get up, couldn't. Then finally broke it with what I call a vengeance. I'm sorry. Right here is the with a vengeance move. My goodness. Come on. This here. That's the with the vengeance move. Come back in. One could have taken this, or you go like, you know what? I'm going to wait for the next ladder. Cool. You got the next ladder. There's your long. I believe I went long here, or it might have been here. I forget exactly, but it was at the price of 61. I remember that. 61. And then I added a little early, but I added at 66 as well, targeting the top of the range. That's what I wanted, was targeting the top of the range. Then Thursday ended, and I mapped out the next set of trades for the battle plan. Where do we want to get long? Where do we want to get short? How do we want to get into the trade? So number 1 is a break out of the range long idea. Are we going to break out of the range? Additional warning going into Friday. What was it? CPI. I said, expect very little. And it's CPI, very dangerous to trade. Level 10 trading conditions. So I was glad I was long from 61. And I already gotten out of my add-on. So I was trading still from the 61 location. And we had a really nice ladder above. I did not add to my trade, although I would have been interested in adding with this obvious little breakout, but it did come back into the range. So it might have gotten me out of my add-on. Not clean. CPI. I'm staring at the back of my eyelids. I'm in America during this time anyway, so I'm not trading it. And then we did the CPI candle, and it was beautiful if you watched it with us on Friday, because I had my magnet right here at the strong level, and I had set my take profit right there in front of it. I said, most likely we're going to open up and come to this 68.30, which was the target of this trade. I said, breakout trade long, a great add-on location 2, target the all-time high, or 68.32, as an outsized target. So I put my TP here for my trade from here and captured, I think it was 87 points. No, it was 60 something points. Still fine. A fine trade. And I think a really nice TP. And then honestly, we just played around the strong level for the rest of the trading day. Tomorrow is Sunday. I'm going to look at the strong levels with a fresh set of eyes, map out 5 more battle plan entries, most likely. Now, we did take out the all-time high, so the chart kind of resets. I like when we establish a range and we chop around it for a while. It gives us beautiful battle plan trades. But here we are. We took out the all-time high. NQ took out the all-time high. Dow took out the all-time high. The chart kind of resets. It's FOMC week. I kind of wish we chop around a couple days, but I will look at all of that tomorrow on Sunday. Hopefully this was valuable to members and to prospective members, because we have a full, complete system for you to trade. The battle plan tells you where we want to go long, where we want to go short. The core strategy tells you how to get into that trade. Have a great weekend. Take your wife out on a date. Hug your children. Tell them you love them and that you're proud of them. I will see you later.